Hey. Hi, Teresa.
Hello. How are
Yeah.
you?
I'm good. Well, I'm good. I'm blessed. How about that? How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. So, we have an interesting
So,
topic tonight. Mixed relationships. Bias
relationships.
much. Okay, I'm gonna let you start off everything because I can't. I am running blind tonight, people, because as I said, we had technical issues last week, and if I open up too many screens, everything goes crazy. We found a new platform, so we will be there next episode. Actually, no, next episode is going to be recorded. Never mind. But anyways, we're excited because we're just waiting for approval, and once we approve, we will be on a new platform. So happy. Come on into the chat and drop us some questions. We are excited about this particular conversation. It's a hot topic, and a lot of people have biases around it. So we're going to open up the floor to talk about that. But Teresa is going to lead the night because she can see her screen. I can't really. I can see the chat, so that's good, and I can check out the screen. So Teresa, take it away.
Okay, thank you everyone to Hot Tea with Pleasure. And we are here to keep it raw and real with our discussion tonight. Don't forget to like us on YouTube, click the links and follow us on the various platforms. We have YouTube, we have Instagram, we have RSS, we have Twitter, we have TikTok. And we'd like you to follow, leave your comments, join us for our discussions. If you're new to the Tea with Pleasures podcast, you can jump on our YouTube and watch the various podcasts that we had before. We are in season 2 and we had about how many, Hillary? 25 episodes in season 1 so?
I think no, I think it was 30 something. 30. I could
Something?
I could be
Wow.
wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Our social media specialist, can you tell us? Because we don't know.
We have quite a number
Mm-hmm.
of our episodes in season 1. So we're on the fourth episode now in season 2. We're glad that you choose our podcast to tune into, and we hope you enjoy. We also like to hear from you, so leave your comments in the chat on the ones before, and we will definitely have a look and get back to you on anything that you left there for us to view. So I am Teresa here in Barbados. It is warm during the day and chilly at night. Glad to have you join us, and you are Hillary?
I'm Hillary in Ontario. I'm doing all the social media. What do you call it? People are just messaging me. I'm Hillary in Ontario, Canada.
Good.
Wear my glasses today.
Welcome.
Hope you can't see anything on my desk. My desk is a little bit messy.
Oh, we can't see anything.
Okay, good.
That always really good. Okay, like I said, our topic tonight is mixed relationships, bias much. Sorry about that. My computer just flashed me.
The computer flashed you?
The computer just flashed me.
Your computer having a sexual experience.
What, Hillary?
You said it. I'm just agreeing.
I don't know where she getting it from. Forgive her.
Forgive me, right?
Okay, you might ask, what is a mixed relationship? Now, a mixed relationship can be defined as a relationship. I'm just trying to start this out.
Are you okay? You're fading in and out there. You good? You know, that's okay. Raw and real. We keep it raw and real. We lubricate your life. We're always having some kind of technical issues. We're both close to the 50s or in 50, and internet wasn't our thing. We used to go outside. We would have a conversation. You go in the corner.
You guys see me? Because I'm flashing in and out.
You're okay. You're good. You're good.
Oh, good.
Yes. Just stay there. Right there. There you go. Just stay where you are. Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Well, we've now resumed to our
So, our specialist said that your voice is too low, so you might want to speak up a little bit louder.
That my voice is too loud?
low.
Low.
Yeah, you gotta talk louder. Talk like you're talking to me when you're talking and yelling at me.
Why not yelling at me? Okay, let me put my volume. My volume is up to the ball now.
Yeah, just raise your voice. Just talk louder.
Okay, good. So,
Wait, hold on. Before we,
one
one second. Before you go any further, right? Are we going to the topic? Let's just put it out there, Barbados and the Super Bowl tomorrow. Thank you, Rihanna, for making Barbados, putting us on the map even more than we already put on the map. Bajans, blue and yellow from the beginning to the end. We were always dominant. So thank you, Rihanna, to letting people know what's up. So Barbados will be in the house at the Super Bowl. Go Eagles. I'm a 49ers fan, but go Eagles. Yeah, go on.
Okay. What's a mixed relationship? Mixed relationship is defined as a relationship between white, black, Asian,
Hey, Victor.
multiracial persons or persons who are of other races. So that's what is defined as a mixed relationship. So what we're going to talk about tonight we're going to cover it in 3 different ways. We have the should you, the would you,
Ooh. Ooh. This will be some knowledge for everyone outside of Canada and Ontario. I just got a message from one of our viewers, and he said, "Will you be discussing John Tory's dating outside his marriage on your show?" Carl in Ontario, you are too much. That's another show. He said dating outside his marriage. Oh, Lord. Our viewers are hilarious.
very much so. We enjoy it though.
Yeah, we love it. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so there's some challenges that you tend to face with interracial relationships or marriage from the society.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it comes not between the two persons because obviously they share love together, so they share families together.
Love is love.
But
Oop, there goes me.
come from what we call the outside noise.
It's okay. I'm going to be like that until we have our new platform coming up next week, and I'm excited about that. So anyways, keep going.
Okay, so it is very important to love someone first off. Let's say that. If you're in love with someone, it's a blessing.
It is.
And who is different from you in terms of race, culture, identity, religion, and more. When we are open with each other, we can broaden each other's perspective, approach the world in different ways, and even find that there's a connection in our differences.
It's beautiful.
Unfortunately, interracial couples can still experience difficulties at times.
AKA society.
That racism exists in our society on a deep level. Ideally, love has no bounds in this regard. However, we're talking reality here. Other people.
Whoa, hold on. Hold on. It's not about reality. It's not reality. That's not. Is that same word?
However, in reality.
Hold on. In reality, yeah. That's better, yeah.
In reality, other people tend to harbor negativity or judgment about an interracial couple. Partners in an interracial marriage must take on these issues together while maintaining empathy and support of each other's experiences.
Right.
The interracial couples may also reach conflicts when asserting their values if they differ from each other's faith or racial or cultural identity. There are strategies to help you better handle what comes your way when you are in a interracial relationship or marriage. So some of the marriage challenges can be from people outside of your marriage. That's what
it normally is. People too fast. It's the same reason why you're on the highway and you come up and you're like, why is the traffic so heavy? all of a sudden you realize there's a collision. Everybody stop to see what it is. People are always in everybody's business, and that's what the problem is. We take our biases and our issues around being uncomfortable, and we project it onto other people and try to make them feel uncomfortable about their own decision. They already knew that they're different. They have differences in culture, that is, but they might have similarity in character.
Okay.
Don't you agree?
So, yes, I agree.
Oh, okay. I was ready for you.
It makes you feel sad, obviously, hurt, and in some cases you might feel helpless.
Oh.
But if you want to make sure that these possible challenges don't hurt your marriage, it is good to openly talk with each other, talk to your partner about it. If it's a case that you have to bring in someone, like a counselor, to talk about it.
Victor's asking for his partner in crime. He said, "Where's my partner in crime?" He didn't show up. He's talking about Rudy, because him and Rudy come in here and give a whole bunch of trouble. I'm not sure why Rudy's being quiet today, because he wasn't quiet this morning. So he'll be here. I'm looking at the time. He'll be here shortly. Go on.
Okay, challenges that you likely to face in relationships is derogatory comments in public, lack of contact with friends or family that disapprove, and yes, there are some family members, some of us will say, oh, you should know better, that will disapprove of your relationship.
Insecurities.
The negative comments that you can get whenever you post stuff about you and your partner, or you and your family that you're posting online, the negative comments and feedback you get from the media, within the media. The negative stereotype is another one. Open hostility and intimidation. Rejection from family and or being disinherited. There's some cases in the media we know of such. And you can feel a sense of isolation, and in everyday life, in public, you get the stare, you get the insult. You know what I think?
Here's my opinion around this whole thing. I feel as though that we have not had a real conversation about race and about racism. We keep having these conversations that are, comfortable. We haven't had the uncomfortable conversations yet around race. And until we have the actual real conversations around race, where we all take responsibility for our actions and for actions of the past, we're going to continue going in the circle. It's literally like a chicken with a head off, going around and around in a circle, hoping for a different change. Change is not going to happen, people, if we continue to not have the real conversation of around fear and around what really happened in the past, so that we can make the future better. We cannot fix the future and the present, because this is 2023. We should not be talking about no darn race. Prince Harry married a person of a different culture or color, or it makes no sense. So that was, I always call it the rabbit, the rabbit and the carrot. I'll tell you why. So you have the rabbit and the carrot, right? So you can see the rabbit chasing the carrot, but you can't see what's behind the back of the hunter's back. The hunter's standing there with holding the rabbit, and the rabbit's going around trying to get that carrot. But what's behind the back? What's really happening? What is the real issue around race? What is the real issue? And we have not looked at that. We have not examined that, because we keep trying to be right. Everyone wants to be right. Everyone wants to give their own justification and understanding of it, but no one wants to call out what really happened, aka human trafficking. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about the big S word, slavery. We don't want to talk about why that really happened and what it really truly looked like. We don't want to have those conversations. Until we have those conversations, we will continue to see a person of a different race or cultures or even sexuality being together and go, oh my God, and having everything to say because of our biases. That's my 2 cents. Go on.
No, you need to continue for me.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, know your differences. It is important to become intimate with your partner and share your vulnerability in your romantic relationship.
Yes.
This is especially true for the interracial couples, as one partner may experience hardship that the other has not had to face. Same like you said, the race, the culture, and stuff like that. For instance, if one person of color has a partner, who is white, they may talk about negative stereotypes, discrimination, and racism that the other partner may never have to experience that or experience that on a regular basis. Although that partner who is white doesn't have that experience firsthand, being discriminated against because of their race, this partner can be open, they can focus and listen, and further develop their own empathy. Because this person is in your life, and you will, just as you share other things, you can share and have open conversation on your experience in the relationship, and you all can find a way to work around it or work together through it. Okay? Asking your partner how he can support you is never a bad idea when it comes to showing your willingness to understand them and give them strength. If there are cultural differences regarding, say, religion, diet, because there's some religions they don't eat certain things, and some persons, because of the lifestyle that they have adopt, they don't engage in certain activities that will come up with the cultural differences. So the parenting preferences, how you're going to raise your children, dealing with grief, dealing with finances, dealing with sex, extended family relationships, gender roles, communication style, traditions. Discuss these things openly.
But that's an interesting point, Teresa, because I think what happens is, especially when it's a race situation, because when we talk about mixed relationships, we're not only talking about intimate relationships, we're talking about friendships as well. Because I have a friend that we would go out together, hang out, whatever, and people from her community were looking at me like, "Why are you guys talking to each other?" And people from my community be looking at me the same way. So it's also about, when that person is experiencing something and they tell you that they're experiencing it, believe them. Because you are not from that race or culture or ethnicity, you're not going to understand. You're going to experience something, but it's not going to be at the same level. It's going to be different. So you need to believe them, and you need to understand that you do not understand 100%. Don't say, I understand. No, you don't. You can emphasize, like show empathy, but you will never 100% understand because you're not from that culture or race or ethnicity. So the best thing to do in that situation where you're supporting, believe first. Secondly, show empathy, and then third, listen, because the next time it happens, and it will happen again because society needs to wake the hell up, you will know how to support even better, and you'll learn more and more, and you become stronger as one because now you're a unit. But whether that's intimate relationship or friendship, because I remember I had a situation where I had an acquaintance, and I was telling her, I said, "Oh, this is happening." And they're like, "No, it's not. Don't do that." It's so annoying. You don't know. You're not me. You don't know what the experiences have been, what the history is. And so because we have the history, we know what to look for. We know how it makes us feel. Lots of microaggression. We had that last week's show. We talked about microaggressions. So there's lots of microaggressions going around judging when it comes to interracial dating or intimacy or even friendships. And so the 3 steps, as I said: believe, emphasize, like show empathy, and then listen. That's all you can do, to be honest with you. That's it. That's all that they really need in that moment, because they already have people around them telling them that you guys are not supposed to be, you know. But anyways, continue.
Okay, another thing we can look at is children and interracial marriages. You and your spouse need to discuss how you will raise your children. And this is something I believe that you will do before you have children.
Yes. You should even do it. Listen, if you have an intimate relationship with a person of a different culture, race, or whatever, you should have conversations before you even get into the relationship part.
You should even experience.
Yeah, you should have. So I mean, I hate to say it, but you should face the facts of the fact that society is not where it's supposed to be. It's too old. It's still back in the. It's still experiencing racism of the 1950s, and so you have to have that conversation. I've dated outside of my race, and I've had situations where the person did not understand anything, and I had to explain things. So you have to really, in that moment, decide and say, you know what? I know we're going to have challenges from society. Can I handle it? And be honest with it. Don't think because she's cute or he's cute, I'm going to figure it out. You know, you have to have that uncomfortable conversation. Go on.
Having these discussions will help your kids to understand and appreciate their mixed identity. So make sure that you provide your children with positive stories of both your family histories, not just the moms, but both family histories of the parents. As the children grow, they will listen to them and they will share their concerns.
Okay.
It's common
for
incidents in their lives to occur based on people stereotyping them or for them to experience prejudice and discrimination.
I want to read what's in the chat. Yeah, let me read what's in the chat. Sorry. So Baby Eiffel said, I had that with a co-worker. Others in the office wanted to know what we had so much to talk about. He was from McCoy, and I learned a lot from him about his country. People needed to leave us and stop judging. That was a huge burden, Hillary. For me, it was nobody's business who you love. Amen, sister. People always in your business, isn't it? Like, why is so fast? Like, why does it matter who I love? That's the question I have for our audience. Why does it matter who I love? I ain't in your house. We ain't friends. Like, you know. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is that so bloody important? What does that do when I love who I love? Ask yourself that question. Go on, Teresa.
Okay. Developing and
Teresa, you gotta talk louder. You gotta talk louder.
Is key. Yes, I got a message.
Girl, you gotta talk louder, girl. I know you can.
I got the message.
Oh, okay. Victor said, fact that the reality from experience, even from my side, it was tension all the time. Yeah, and this is the thing. Listen, okay, I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but whatever. Everybody could be racist, okay? There's no culture, color, ethnicity, race that doesn't have some type of prejudice, discrimination, or the ability to be racist, okay? So I hear some people saying, oh, certain cultures can't be racist. Yeah, you can, because you're called people and characters. That's so that is true. The tension is there all the time, but that is societal tension. It has nothing to do with the individuals. You founded each other, you love each other, you know you're building something together. society has an issue with it because society is uncomfortable with differences they don't understand because they haven't taken the time to understand each other. So I get what you're saying about the tension, and it's there. That's true, but that's coming from societal's fear. And there was a documentary, Bowling for Columbine. I suggest everybody watch that because it's Michael Moore, and Bowling for Columbine. Sorry, it. That's not true. Not necessarily. It doesn't always fail. It fails if you don't decide that you're going to stand strong together, and that's where, you as a unit becomes the issue. You have to focus on what it is you want. If you want society to control you, yes, it will fail because you give in to society. But at the end of the day, you have to determine what is important. You have to block society out. Society doesn't want, listen, society, first of all, society is us. Society does not get to control your life. If we continue to allow society to control our lives, we would continue to be controllable and conditioned. There's so much conditioning already outside of your home. You don't need to have conditioning inside of your home. You can control that, but you have to make the decision before you get into the relationship that it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because of societal's biases, but you as a unit have to work together to make it work. And Victor says, and people went and married in their race even though she wasn't really happy. Yes, but then no family support. But let me make this clear. It could happen even if you're inside of your race. Even if you're inside of your culture or your ethnicity. It can happen. It has to do with not allowing outside noise to control the narrative. That's what the part is. You really have to make that the issue. And if your partner is allowing outside noise to control the narrative inside of the home, you have to have a conversation with that partner and see if that partner wants to be in that relationship. Okay, I'm hearing myself. So it gets hard to the point the weaker one will ask if it's really worth it, especially if the family's applying pressure. I understand, and that you said it right. The weaker one will ask that question, but again, if you've made a decision to be together and you want to be together, you have to make that decision. Nobody can control that off of you. Nobody can determine, but you two as a unit have to make that decision. And if they decide that they want to let everybody on the outside, including family, determine what should happen in your relationship, they don't need to be in the relationship. They can go on by about themselves. Yeah.
Last piece about know yourself.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. Is that me or her? Teresa, are you there? Oh, what happened now? What's going on? Oh boy, I think we lost Teresa. Okay, I'm going to continue. And pay your bill. Am I online, Nicolette?
No.
Yeah, am I online?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We're going to get Teresa back here as soon as possible. Okay, so the next part we're going to talk about is should you? I think that's what she was going to go next. Victor saying pay the internet bill. We had problems last week where the power went out in my small town, and then everything just froze and we had a lot of problems. So I'm not sure what's going on in Barbados, but Teresa is off the internet, so we hope to get her back here. So any questions from the chat? know. Okay, anyways, I'll continue the conversation. So we were saying, I was reading Victor's note about it gets hard to the point where it's weaker, and one will ask if it's really worth it, especially if the family's applying the pressure. And he said facts. So again, at the end of the day, you as an individual have to determine whether or not you allow anyone outside of your relationship, whether it be friendship, whether it be intimate relationship, to control the narrative. You have to be strong enough and build a unit to say, we're going to work together. We're going to work through any difficulties that come into the relationship or come around the relationship. We're going to work together to fight through that, to bond together as a unit and to fight through that. And it has to do with even friendships. Like you have a friend and, they are of a different race or culture or sexuality or whatever. And they're having all of these negative narratives coming at them. Your job as a friend is to support them and to help them through that. Again, do not say I understand if you do not have that situation in common, but do listen, give care, and, don't say that did not happen. Baby Eiffel said, Victor, you need strength and endurance and some indifferences too, and on liquors, shut them up. That's true. You have to shut people out. Shut them out. You have to shut people out. And this is the thing that I don't understand. And I had a situation. At one of the people I dated outside my race, I went home to meet his mom, and his mom, right in my face, called me a racial slur. And I excused myself because I have no manners. So I excused myself in the situation, and I left the house. And he followed and tried to justify, she's from the old school, and things are different back then. And no. It doesn't matter if it's your mom, if it's your father, your son, your whoever. If you have decided that you're going to be in a relationship, you have to determine if that relationship is worth it. And if it's worth it, it is your job as one of the partners in that relationship to be the narrator. Rudy's in the house. Hi, Rudy. Victor was looking for you. So Victor is saying, okay, so let's say you went ahead and had kids. Okay, and so on. Your kids get to experience this, etc. So it's become a bigger than you. But again, you are the narrator of your child. You can say that about any kind of situation, whether it be the same race. If you are a black man and you married a black woman, you still have to talk to your black kids about dealing with the police. What are you going to do? Not have kids because the police is out there? At the end of the day, you still have to be the narrator inside of your home and determine how you want society to look through your eyes. And so you say, you know what? Society is not ready for us. Okay? They're not ready for us. Society is still dealing with all the issues of the past because they're not ready to have a real conversation. They're not ready to say there was slavery in, here comes Teresa, both black and white. They're not ready to say that slavery, there were slave masters that were of the black race as well. We're not ready to have all those real conversations of the past so we can deal with it. So until you come and mess up my thing, until we can have those real, true conversations, we will continue to allow people outside the home to control inside of your home. I don't see you letting nobody control your bank account. I don't see you letting nobody control your television. I don't see you letting nobody control, what you wear. So if you have that kind of control over yourself, you have the ability to have control over your home. And so it is your job as one of the partners in the relationship to determine if you want to be in the relationship or worried about everybody outside of your home. So I'm going to look at here and then see, he said everybody wants a sense of belonging. Yes, but you have to determine if it's worth belonging to a group that don't want you. You have to focus. Surround yourself with people that are inclusive of you. Or surround yourself yourself with people that love you for who you are and not what you look like or how you sound like or what your sexuality is or what your race or ethnicity is. People that project what your character is. If you're focused on pleasing, people pleasing, I don't do that. People pleasing, then you will be forever pleasing everybody and nobody at the same time. And then Victor, my buddy, what's good? Okay, here, watch these old women about to talk about life. We went home and had a good Bayesian rum. Oh, Lord. Okay, they having a conversation. But Teresa's back. Hey, Teresa. I was holding down the fort while you wait, girl. I had my little rant. Are you good? You good? So baby Eiffel said they are successful mixed marriages. They weren't smooth sailing. That's right. But at the end of again, it has to do with what you want. Do you want to be focused on society, or you want to be focused on your love and your character? Exactly. And it has nothing to do. And the thing is, it could be anything. It could be that they don't like the way your wife looks. You could be in a black and black relationship or white and white relationship, and they don't like the way your husband looks or your wife looks or how tall she is or he is, or you're taller, your wife is taller than you are, or she's too fat or he's too... Society has too much damn opinion. Okay? You know?
If you let the noise in.
If you let the noise in.
So if you let the noise in, that's when it affects your relationship.
Oh, Lord. Victor said... Carib Surf wants their money, Teresa. Yes, baby. Baby Eiffel said it is jealousy. It is. And I'll tell you what it is. It's jealousy, and it's also ignorance, and it's also not having the ability to see past your eye. Okay? And, oh, Teresa's gone. Teresa, you pausing again, girl. I think you can be gone again soon. You okay?
I'm still here.
Okay, let's carry on to the next subject, the next one.
Okay, what you were discussing was our next subject, the difficulties faced in interracial couples, historically and today. So with interracial relationships and violence, there's a major reason interrelationships continue to carry the stigma in the association with violence. Although in early American members of different races opened procreated with one another, the introduction of institutionalized enslavement.
They talking about Victor and Rudy's talking about you. They're shading you, girl, in their chat. Talking about your internet.
Oh, okay.
They said they cut your bandwidth to 1 gig.
Such relationships encourage
Yeah.
the raping of what we call African American women by enslavers, plantation owners, and other powerful whites through this period has cast an ugly shadow on genuine relationships between black women and white men. And we know where that comes from. We know of those stories. On the flip side, African American men who so much as looked at a white woman got killed and brutally so. There was a time with one author, Mildred Taylor, described the fear that interracial relationships in black communities in the Depression era in the South, and it was let the circle be unbroken. You guys can look up that, but if you're interested in that kind of historic read.
Oh, she gone again. You okay?
Then I'm still here.
Okay, go on, keep going.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
So the fight for interracial marriages, about 3 years after Emmett Till's horrific murder between Mildred Jeter and African American woman. That's another book you can read. There's a lot of history here that you can engage yourself.
It is Black History Month, girl.
So the interrelationships and rebellions and the civil rights activists married, they not only challenge laws, but sometimes their own families.
Victor said he can barely hear you, Teresa. You gotta talk a little louder.
I think it's my audio. I tried to reset it before think last week we were having the same thing. My audio is up to 100. And I'm screaming.
You're gonna have to talk loud, girl, like you're gonna have to talk loud like you're at crop over and have to talk over somebody.
You saying that or the chat is saying
I'm saying that. Yeah, there's a tech issue. That's right.
Yeah.
So talk louder like you at crop over, girl. Come on. You can do it.
Even someone who dates in the relationship, they run the risk of encouraging the disapproval of friends and family.
Right.
Such of the positions of interracial relationships
Yeah.
has been documented, in American history, in our history. So there's a lot of books, like you said, Black History Month. You can go and do some research on that.
Victor said it's user error. He said it's user error. Your microphone is user error. But let me tell you something that we don't talk about, okay? Let's talk about colonization, all right? Listen, people, this is 2023. If your country, island, state, continent was colonized, the chance of you being pure anything is very small. It's extremely small. Yeah. We're all mixed at some level with something. We in that Maury Povich show way where they're like go do DNA tests and they do that ancestral DNA testing to see what your background is and whatever and there's a whole bunch of other something going on. Victor, you be quiet. There's a whole bunch of other something going on. So at the end of the day, we're all mixed with something and we need to get over it. Like, we really need to get over it. There's other issues in the world that are so much more important than race. Is ridiculous. We're so stuck on this because we haven't, again, that conversation needs to be had. The real conversation has never been had. We keep wanting to be right. Everybody wants to be right. No. Have the damn conversation so we can get on with this because this is so old. 1950 conversation, man. I'm over it. Go on.
So when you're involved in an interracial relationship, is important to examine your motives for entering such a union.
Yeah.
Reconsider the relationship if rebellion is at the root of your discussion to date across the color line.
Ooh. There's a story in my head right now.
There's so many books that they have there online that we can go and read. Are You One For Me? That's one by the Barbara.
Yeah.
The author.
Yeah.
And
can I put a little something out there, a little disclaimer out there for all people that are curious about another culture or race or whatever. If you're going to date the person because you like the character or you're interested in something that they do or something about them.
Something that attracts you.
Exactly. Don't say, I always want one of those. I literally had that experience, okay? I had that experience. I always wanted one of those. Wow. So, don't...
What was your reaction? What did you take that?
Watch my face. And then, okay, bye-bye. Say what now? Did he just say that? He always wanted one of those. Okay. Gotta go. Nah, rah! That is so racist. It's not even funny. So.
Okay. Key to a successful interracial relationship pose the fear.
You need a show.
Fear of problems. What is that?
I'm watching the chat. Victor go, what's wrong with that? He's just. What's wrong with that? You want me to tell you? You have an hour? Go on.
The tensions that arise from loving cross-racially.
You okay?
can be overcome with good communication.
Yes.
And by settling down with a partner who shares your principles.
Mm-hmm.
Common ethics and morals are probably more significant than common racial backgrounds and determine couples' success.
Amen.
Couples who share similar values have a greater chance of creating a happy, harmonious, and lasting relationship.
That's right. Not the color
So,
or the
like
culture.
I said, leave out the noise. Got me screaming.
Good. Scream. Maybe they're here. Maybe people in society, that society, whoever they are, will hear and stop the nonsense. I mean, come on now. 2023, you still worry about what I look like.
They have a thing where they
Victor's in giving trouble.
there's
Rudy, you quiet.
emojis.
Huh?
They have emojis that are interracial. I think
Yes.
there's a petition out for persons as well.
Yeah.
A petition to a Unicode, that's it, to introduce a wider range of emojis for couples that are mixed race.
Do you remember?
Mixed,
Do you remember when Whoopi Goldberg and Ted, what's his name? Ted Danson. I think his name is Ted Danson. Did that movie and everybody went up in arms. Oh my God! Oh my God! They had a whole conversation about that. You remember? And then when they had the first commercial with a black and white couple, and everybody was like, "Oh my God!" They're freaking out. And we've had mixed relationships from the beginning of time, whether it be race, religion, everything. I mean, you and yourself is a complexity. Like, I don't understand. Guilty for not being back, rum and fish. Oh boy. Victor's talking about Rudy. I guess Rudy went to Barbados. Barbados is going to be in the house for Super Bowl. Go Eagles. She bring Bim all the way in. And Bim is another word for Barbados. For people back in the 80s used to call Barbados Bim. I'm not sure they call that anymore.
Yeah, we still do.
Still call it Bimshire? Bimshire?
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Bimshire? Okay. Yeah, so Barbados is going to be in the house. And that's one thing about Barbados. I'll say this about Barbados. I mean, we deal with shadism and colorism more than anything else when it comes to, discrimination / differences or whatever. I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, that people that are considered Caucasian in Barbados, especially if they're from the island, they're native of the island, they have it a little bit harder when it comes to calling themselves Bayesian. Like, it's a little bit more pushback. We had a situation, oh Lord. I'm not going to say what Victor just said. I'm not saying it.
Please don't. They're gonna have to get a bigger specialist who censored Victor.
I know, right? You know what happened? We're gonna have a new platform next show. But I mean, next show's gonna be recorded, but the one after, and the next time we're live, all of the captions are going to be coming at the bottom of the screen. So you're going to be able in real time to see what these people will be saying in here. I filter sometimes. I'm not going to be able to filter anymore. So you get to see why sometimes I just start laughing. Anyways, continue, Teresa. We got to wrap this up.
Well, that was my piece. Having a successful multiracial relationship.
Yeah.
From all that I went through, the key to having a successful multi-relationship is to keep out the noise.
Amen. And then the last part is, hold on. You haven't asked the almighty question. Have you ever dated outside of your race?
You're asking me this?
I'm asking you that question. I'm asking you.
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay. And what were some of your challenges, Teresa?
One of the challenges was moving.
Was what?
Was moving.
Moving? What do you mean by that?
That was my only challenge, relocation.
What do you mean?
So, leaving Barbados. But I had no problem with leaving Barbados. The person had a problem with leaving where they were to come to Barbados.
To come to Barbados? Barbados is beautiful. I want to go to Barbados. Shoot. Uppity is in the connection to the slave master. It's time to break the loose of that nonsense. Shortness. Yep. What do you call it? So, did you have any other, like when you went to his country, did you have issues?
No.
Did you?
No issues. I was welcomed by the family, which was good. I was a bit nervous though. That was my one thing.
You were nervous. Why were you nervous? Just because of the.
I was nervous because they're going into a different culture.
Oh, okay.
So that was my only thing.
Okay. So let's wrap it up.
Yeah. So like I said, if you have any the takeaway from this is the noise. And the noise is the outside interference in your relationship. If you and the person are deeply in love with each other, that is the language that you speak.
We're having a little discussion in the chat between Baby Eiffel and Victor, and he said that uppity is still carried to the colonized hypocrisy of the colonization, and don't say not. I think what the conversation is that. I think in Barbados is more of that societal, you belong to a certain economical class kind of thing, and making you feel less than when you're not from that class. So I think there's still a lot of that going on, and what you're supposed to look like when you, what success looks like, and success normally looks like a big home and knowing the right people and acting a certain way in public and whatever. And if you don't, then you're considered less than, or they call you common or something like that. And it goes on. It goes on to a higher level too. But I mean, my experience in Barbados was shadism. I was considered better than some of the kids because of my complexion, and but at the same time, I was also teased because of my complexion, badly. My hair was tied to chairs, and I was called red pig, pig pig, sailor man's kid, you name it. It was a lot of that kind of craziness, and but at the same time, when I came to Canada, then I was considered black, and they let you know you were black. Let's put it that way. Canada has systematic racism, and they have this pride thing where they think because they didn't beat the slaves that they're better than the Americans. Well, I'm gonna tell you, systematic racism is worse than hitting me. I'd rather you hit me. I can see like I feel it. But when you have systematic racism where you are basically being put in a box and told not to move and to like it or else get out, that is a worse kind of racism, and it still lives in England. I know England's really trying to change that right now, but they're not showing a good hand at it. If you're having a situation where you have Harry and his wife, and that's your conversational piece, so. Diversity, inclusion, and equity will always be a conversation until we actually have a true conversation around race. Victor was saying, maybe I would say low class. Victor say, and we can go on. Is still here, alive and kicking. Sorry.
I think Victor and Baby Eiffel.
Yeah, I was reading what they were saying. I think the whole, if you summarize all that, is that they still have a lot of work to do in Barbados. They do still fall under that, although they changed to democratic kind of political structure. The ideology is still based on that British way of moving, and a comparative of I'm better than you. And if I talk a certain way, I'm better than you. If I look a certain way, I'm better than you. And the list goes on, and they let you know. So, we need to change that in Barbados, and hopefully Rihanna being in a Super Bowl can bring some change to Barbados. I know I keep saying that, but you know what? I thank you all for coming in tonight. We have 21 people in here viewing, listening, and thank you so much for coming by and chatting with us. We are very passionate about this particular subject because we do not want we want to stop that narrative of allowing people outside of your home to continue to control what happens inside of your home. We're conditioned by the capitalistic ideologies of North America and the Western world, and that the community is outside the home, and we have to belong. We have to all look the same and sound the same and whatever. But diversity is beautiful. Having differences is beautiful. It's learning something every single day. It's gorgeous. It's sexy. Like I want to learn something. I have friends of my friends come from a lot of different cultures. They look different, they act different, they sound different. Some don't even speak English, but we communicate different ways. So if you really want to be in a relationship with a person because you think a person is amazing, their culture don't let anyone, I don't care who that person is, allow you, don't allow them, because at that point you're allowing them to control the narrative. You control that. So with that, we want to thank all our viewers inside of the chat that really gets the conversation going. Victor, Baby Eiffel, Rudy, thank you for Carl in Ontario, and Terry who's watching. A lot of people are watching tonight and people are commenting. I really thank you for that. And I think we should have a conversation actually around the whole I think we're having shadeism and colorism coming up at the end of the month. So maybe we can talk about Barbados and where it is, and maybe England and where they are, and how the diversity inclusion group is really trying to do some work around that. A lot of private companies are really working on that. Baby Eiffel said, yes, it is vacuum, though, of fair and pretentiousness. That's true. So let me have that discussion. If there's anyone in the chat that would like to join us, join us on our show. And talk about, because I left Barbados a long time ago, and I still remember how I felt, though. I love my island, but I know how I felt. Okay, and it carried with me into this country, and I'm very cautious when I meet my peoples, and I experience certain things that when I meet my people, they say to me, and it's very, very like, whoa, you said it, and it's an entitlement of, yeah, I said it, so what? It's funny, or yeah, I said it, and now you have to answer me. I just call you a red nanny. What are you going to do about it? So girl, it's true. Don't even front. Red nanny. Don't you even front me. You can tell me, Teresa, you never heard that terminology in Barbados?
No, red nanny.
Your internet paused for a reason. Anyways. Oh, there she goes again. She's gone. Anyhow, I'm going to end the show because you keep pausing. What's going on with your internet? You got rain there?
No rain. I don't know what Hewitt said.
You had said that you pay your internet bill from Carib Surf and you got 1 gig. Yes. See, yeah. So, Baby, I would say Red Annie. No, I got called Red Nanny. I remember that. I would never forget that. And I think it's like a nanny goat, because the nanny goat, they have the brown ones, and that's what it's after that terminology. So anyways, we could continue the conversation after. Join us. I'll put some information in the chat. Go onto our YouTube channels and put some conversation in there. Ask some questions. Leave us some comments. She said she was called that. She was called a Red Annie. See? I'm going to tell you. Girl, I heard a lot. I heard a lot. Love my island, but I heard a lot. Anyways, We would thank you again for joining us on our show. Join us on, make sure to like, I got it right, Teresa. Make sure to subscribe, hit that subscription button. We are 5 away from being in the community of YouTube, so we're very excited about that. We are on TikTok. We're supposed to be doing morning good mornings, but man, we old. Sometimes we forget. And we are also on Instagram, so you can go into Instagram and say hi to us, have conversations with us. Sometimes we will be in there and you can talk to us, or a social media person will be there. And again, thank you so much. Teresa, you got anything going on in Barbados, hon?
No, just the Super Bowl tomorrow.
Super Bowl, Barbados, going to the Super Bowl. I wish my 49ers were there, but I'll take the Eagles.
There's a free mechanics about the concert.
Oh yeah.
You can go on over and watch the game. You know.
Oh okay. We're in Spicedale. In Spicedale.
The line and stuff. No. At the gymnasium. This is will be in building.
And okay. Yeah, I know where that is. Okay, bye everybody. Oh, you're breaking up, honey. You're breaking up. All right, we're gonna say goodbye to everyone. Thank you so much for coming, for tonight, and we will see you next week on Hot Tea with Pleasures. Bye, Teresa.
Bye.
Okay.
That's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel?